Have you ever wondered how banks really keep an eye on their own financial health? Well, in this explainer, we're going to unpack a pretty fundamental mystery of the financial world, and we're doing it with a brilliantly simple metaphor, a neighborhood lemonade stand. Specifically, we're decoding a critical metric called the SMA. It's a term you'll literally find buried in the fine print of every major bank's earnings report. To kick things off, we've got to ask a critical question. How do analysts and banks predict a storm of bad loans before it actually rains? You know, when you read the headlines, you usually just see the final damage, right? The billions lost to defaults. But inside the bank, those alarms started going off months earlier. So how do they see it coming? How do they know a borrower is going to fail long before they actually default? Section 1. The Lemonade Stand Bank. To truly understand the complex math of high finance, we actually need to rewind and go all the way back to childhood. Imagine setting up a lemonade stand. But, okay, this isn't your ordinary cash and carry operation where someone hands you $1 and you hand them a cup. Imagine you're giving out drinks to the neighborhood kids on credit. Pay me tomorrow, you tell them. In this scenario, you're essentially acting as a bank. Every single cup of lemonade you hand out is a loan. And suddenly, you've got a ledger of who owes you what. Now, it's pretty easy to run a bank when everyone pays you back on time, right? In a perfect world, most kids pay you back the exact next day. They bring their coins, hand them over, and those represent your good-performing loans. But the true test of your stand, and honestly, the true test of literally any multi-billion-dollar financial institution, is what happens when someone doesn't pay you back on time. How do you track the kids who are, starting to make excuses? Section 2, Spotting the Wobble, the SMA. This is exactly how you spot the trouble before the crash. Because bad loans don't just happen overnight. Picture it. Before a kid fully disappears, you notice they're 1 day late. Then that stretches to a few days. Then almost a month. They're still walking past your stand, so they haven't completely run off yet, but your tummy has a bad feeling. Well, that worried feeling kid, that is an SMA. They're starting to wobble, but they aren't totally gone just yet. So in the precise world of banking, that wobbling kid is classified as a special mention account, or SMA. And it earns that specific name because bank management literally needs to give this account special mention in their risk reports. It's a loan showing early signs of stress. The borrower is officially overdue on their payment, sure, but the clock hasn't run out yet to formally classify them as a total failure. The SMA acts as the bank's highly sensitive internal watch list. It's like a flashing yellow light on the dashboard demanding management's attention. Which brings us to Section 3, when wobbles become slippage. What actually happens when that flashing yellow light turns red? You see, banking is incredibly strict about the timeline of a struggling loan. At day 0, everything is fine, they paid on time. But from day 1 to day 89, if they haven't paid, they're in that SMA warning zone. They're overdue, they're getting special mention. But the moment they hit day 90 without paying, a trapdoor opens. The loan officially becomes a non-performing asset, or an NPA. 90 days is the magic number here. Once they cross that line, the loan stops earning interest for the bank, and the bank is legally required to start setting aside real money to cover the expected loss.
So there's a really stark contrast between an SMA and an NPA. With an SMA, the kid is just wobbling. There's still a chance they bring the coins tomorrow. But an NPA, that means the kid has officially landed in the Bunty pile. You know, that notorious neighborhood kid Bunty who chugged his lemonade on a hot Tuesday and vanished forever. You've accepted after 90 days that you are probably never seeing that money again. Basically, SMA is the anxiety, NPA is the actual heartbreak.
And that movement from the good pile into the bad Bunty pile has a very specific name in finance: slippage. Slippage is the rate at which performing loans turn into NPAs during a given period. And let me tell you, analysts watch this like hawks. Why? Well, because the gross NPA number just tells you about the past, the loans that are already dead and gone. Slippage, on the other hand, gives you the forward-looking trajectory. It tells you exactly how fast new bad loans are forming right now. In the industry, keeping the slippage ratio under 1% is the absolute gold standard for a healthy bank. If fewer than 1% of your good kids are slipping into the bad kid pile over a period, your lemonade stand is running wonderfully. But if that number starts ticking up, it means your credit quality is deteriorating right before your eyes. Section 4, Storm Clouds Before Rain. Let's look at why the SMA is the ultimate crystal ball for financial analysts. Analysts absolutely obsess over a growing SMA pool because it serves as the ultimate leading indicator of stress. It predicts future slippage into that dreaded NPA pile. Remember, an NPA is a trailing metric. It takes a full 90 days to even show up. But the SMA, that shows up on day one. A growing SMA pool equals storm clouds gathering before the rain actually falls in the NPA numbers. If the SMA pool is swelling today, you can pretty much guarantee the NPA pile is going to explode 3 months from now. So let's think about the whole machine in one breath. You gather cheap deposits from friendly aunts, that's what banks call current and savings accounts, or CASA. Then you lend that money out to make a profit margin, your net interest margin, or NIM. But sitting right there in the middle, you watch for the SMA wobbles so you know when to dip into your coin jar, what banks call their provisions, to cover the kids who run away. The SMA is the vital bridge between your profitable lending and the sad reality of potential losses. Catching it early, that's what keeps the whole machine from breaking down. I'll leave you with this final thought for today's explainer. If a bank boasts about having a perfectly clean gross NPA today, could they secretly be hiding a rapidly growing stormy SMA pool just waiting to cross that 90-day mark tomorrow? The answer is absolutely yes. A clean slate today might just be masking tomorrow's storm. So always look beyond the headline numbers and always keep an eye on the kids who are starting to wobble. Thanks for joining me and keep questioning the numbers.